Hello. Tonight we have season 4, episode 6 of Being Mary Jane. Mary Jane Goes Home. Stay tuned on Black Hollywood Live. So I had to smooth it out tonight.
Yes.
Mary Jane went down south. They played some Johnny Gill. I said, oh yes.
Yeah. Slow jam.
Let me introduce myself. My name is Tsahai, and tonight we will be watching and reviewing Being Mary Jane Season 4, Episode 6, Getting Home. Let me introduce myself. My name is Tsahai. You can find me on Instagram, Snapchat, or Twitter at SayHiTsahai. That's SayHiTsahai. Tonight, I have my thoroughest girls with me. Ladies, introduce yourselves.
Hey guys, I'm Paris Rose. Guys, doesn't Tsahai's voice, by the way, just sound like poetry? I'm just saying. But anyway, I'm Paris Rose. You can find me on Instagram at Paris Rose with 2 R's.
Hi, I'm Sarah Lyons. You can find me on Twitter at Sarah Lioness, Lioness with a Y and Sarah with an H.
Now, if you're here in LA with us, it's been raining a lot, so we need the smooth sounds of Mr. Johnny Gill to smooth it out.
Very appropriate.
I love this song, and I actually kind of love this episode.
Right?
Yeah.
So we start out with Mary Jane finally getting a chance to get back home. Kara scores an event where, is it Kara?
Kara.
I'm trying to make it fancy. Because I just love her. She's so fancy, right? She looks great every week. So Kara scores them a trip down south, and they end up in Atlanta. Kara gets to see her kids. Mary Jane gets to see her family. But we get to see Lee with her family.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into it. What did you think about Lee surprising Mary?
At first, I actually thought, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I thought, old school MJ would have been like, you came to surprise me and be freaked out. But it was she was so happy about it. I was like, this is cute. I actually really liked it. So
I thought it was so sweet. Like, I was surprised, and MJ said that she doesn't like surprises. Yeah. And I just feel like Lee has really stepped it up. Like, he just showed up and he wanted to be with her.
I know.
I thought it was really nice.
Lee steps it up. He steps his hand up into somebody's backside of somebody's head.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, but before we go on, let's thank our YouTube viewers and the people that support us each week. Also, we don't have McCall here with us right now, but she is here in spirit.
We miss you, McCall.
We will see her next week. So first, I want to thank some of our YouTube commenters and viewers. We have Quintessential 2. We have Phoenix Moneypenny, who is with us each week. Thank you so much.
You.
We have, who else? Victoria Macklin.
That's my mom, y'all.
Get it, Mama. Thank you, Mama, for watching. We appreciate you so much. We have Erica Starkey. I commented, and So Be Suchin also commented. So thank you guys so much. Keep watching, and we appreciate your support.
Me too.
So MJ goes home, and she says she doesn't know if she's going to meddle in everybody's business or start judging, but she's really made an effort to change. And initially, when Lee comes in, Niecy does not like him at all. Why do you think she didn't like him?
All kinds of side eyes. I don't know. I think they're all so used to things not working out with MJ's man, and they're just and plus he just popped up and he's staying in the house. Like, who is this strange man? I don't know you. So I think she's just like, expecting like, what's wrong with you?
Right.
Because there's been something wrong with everyone else. You know?
I think she just kind of like Sarah said, they're not used to seeing MJ with a guy with a steady relationship. So she was like, you know what, I'm not even going to try with this new guy. He's going to be in and out.
Right.
Probably. That's not right, though.
Do you think she was judging him because of the British accent? She was like, you too fancy, just like how I try to say Kara. You know, she was like, he's trying. He must think he's better than everybody else.
Like he's trying to, yeah. Especially when MJ said that he's a comedian, and Niecy's like, well, how come I'm not laughing at her? Something just rude.
Hilarious.
And then, what else? When he was saying famished, or
yes,
she's like, can't you just say hungry?
Which is so true, though. Why did he use every other word? Just say you're hungry.
I mean, you know, obviously he was learning some of the local terms, like what was it, sedity.
Oh yeah, I had to Google what that was.
Did you know before? I think that's a southern.
It's a southern.
I didn't know. I've
right
heard.
Now? Oh, okay.
I've heard it
It's
in,
like
up north
bougie.
too. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
but
You've never heard it before?
No, I have.
Oh, okay.
I heard it from my dad, and he's from the South, so I just assumed it was a southern
Maybe it is
thing,
a
but
southern
I don't know.
term.
I
I did
have
live in
never
Virginia
heard
for a
that.
little bit, so I have a little bit of Northern and Southern influence. So I get it. But yeah, it was so cute seeing him, like, these words be so new to him, which is like, we take it for granted. I thought everybody knew these words. But something that I had to Google was when Lee decided he was ready for some lovin', and got undressed in the house. Now, first of all, why wasn't he scared, like, to have sex in his girlfriend's parents' house?
In the family room. Like, at first, I didn't know there was a door, so I thought he was just, like, in the living room.
Like, just out in the world.
Right. Just out here, I was like, wow, Lee, you were so bold.
You know, he is European, so they do things in a different way.
Oh, my God.
I knew something was going to happen, though, because he was too ready, and it just never worked.
That never worked.
He was too bold, though.
Well, you know, I think he actually gave Mama the jolt that she needed, because she was pleasantly surprised. Okay?
Yes.
She wasn't mad at all.
No, but
Were
if you
you-
whip that thing out again, I'm going to cut it off.
Hilarious.
And she actually sat them down like they were children to have a talk about it. I thought it was going to be like an oops, like, I'm embarrassed, let me forget this ever happened.
Right.
She actually talks to them about it, which is so funny.
I think it's because after last week's episode where she's like just keeping things real, she's like, you know what, I'm grown, I'm laying it all on the line. I have boys, I've seen what you have. But has she seen 22
centimeters, which is so funny to say.
I was like, wow, you know, that translates to 8.6 inches. And Lee,
We had to look it up.
yeah, we did a little research, and Lee, you know, every minute by minute in this episode, you were getting better and better. Your performance was amazing too.
Yes.
I just want to say that. So then we, after this lecture that Mom gives MJ and Lee, you know, Mom thinks Lee's there to propose. Now, why'd she jump in the gun?
Oh, my goodness.
So fast. They're just meeting him, and she's already.
Met him.
And for a second, she had me. I'm like, he's here to propose.
You thought so too?
For 1 second. For 1 second.
Okay.
So crazy.
But she hasn't met the kids.
She's
Right.
met the kids. What she has said countless times, that's really important to him. But I mean, yeah, it is a big deal that he came to visit her. He knew that she was with her parents. Like, he really wanted to meet her family. So it is a big step. But Mom, calm down. We're not getting any rings
Right.
anytime soon.
Now,
So.
initially, he said that he was there because he got booked on a job,
Yes.
and, you know, it just was a coincidence that he was down there, but we later find out that that was not the case.
Yes.
Now, in addition to this Lee surprise, we surprisingly see Kara's grown son.
Yes.
Grown.
They are so big.
So big. And I'm happy to see, like you guys were saying, that it's the same kids.
Yeah.
They didn't switch them up.
Because I was checking, because they always like to do that with the kids in shows. Change them up from season to season, but it's the same kid. He just
Yeah.
went through puberty, I guess.
I know. And also sexually active.
Yes.
I mean, I didn't, you know, we're so accustomed to MJ being sexually active. Now that the teens are sexually active,
Oh
what's
my
going
God.
on?
And when Kara had that little conversation with him, I thought that was a nice moment. But
She gave him a whole box, though.
Oh, gosh. She was like,
Like
really?
this.
Why are you in my business? Like, it's, and then, oh my God, when he called her out for being with Orlando.
Okay, he was a little fresh right there.
Ooh,
Now,
I
He's
was
16.
Like,
Hello.
No.
That's
See,
that age.
I
None
think
of your business.
right, mothers and sons. I think boys can get away with it, but like, would you be here if you ever spoke to your mother like that ever?
But you are so right with the mothers and sons. Sons can get away with so much.
Yes, all the time.
I could never say that to my mom.
Oh no.
But you know why? I think it's because, like she said, she wanted to give him the talk about not getting a girl pregnant.
Yeah.
As the daughter, that is the mom's biggest
Right.
fear: you getting
course.
pregnant and then destroying your life.
So that's so true.
Right?
And you know what? And my problem was he never said when she asked him, "Are you having safe sex?" He never said yes, did he?
No, he
He's
did
like,
not.
My problem is a 16-year-old with braces.
Just
what does that mean?
rude.
Are you using condoms or not? Like,
Just
rude.
So
Oh gosh.
Lee tastes one of these southern delicacies, the hog's head cheese. Now,
Have
I
y'all ever
personally,
heard of this?
I've never
Never.
had this
Oh.
in my life either.
No.
And it did not look appetizing at all. And Lee took such a big bite for the first
such a
I
big
time.
chunk.
know, but you know they in London and England, don't they eat like strange
They do.
meats? So that's why I thought he was used
No, they
to
do.
it,
Supposedly,
right?
like they have like the worst food. English food is the worst. I've heard.
Oh.
See, I hope to try some soon, any day now. I
Me
hope to
too.
be visiting and trying some food of my own, but not hog's head cheese. Hopefully
Yeah.
not. Now, Lee, behind this cheese, there was a story which MJ's dad gave us, and I thought it was so sweet to see him so emotional and the history behind this cheese. Did you guys like that?
I did. I thought that was a really sweet moment, and I feel like I think a lot of people learned something from it, especially
Right.
because when I was younger, I would hear about chitlins and
Right.
hog's head and pig's feet. I'm like, why would anybody eat that? But then to learn the history behind it,
Exactly.
like, okay, well, that makes sense. And so
I think this season we're getting a lot of historical information and more depth to the show. In addition, I have commented that there's been a lot of sex, but this episode we got some history too.
Yeah, a lot of food too. Just last episode we're with the ribs. I'm like, what is this in the food of the dad?
Can somebody be a vegan? I mean, can I get some vegetables? Goodness. So MJ ends up attending this event, but before she goes, Lee helps out Miss Niecy, who was rude before.
Yeah,
so rude.
But it was such a sweet moment. Here she is tweeting again. Now, Niecy, I need you to stop with these darn tweets.
Lord knows what she was gonna tweet before he.
I know,
right?
He was like, oh, yeah. No.
Exactly. Now, for those of us who are still becoming accustomed to social media, I guess she's doing the right thing because she has hundreds of thousands of followers.
I
and
guess
she got
so.
Beyonce tweeting her back.
Right. Which would never. Beyonce is not tweeting anybody back.
Beyonce is woke, she, with the lemonade, she is, making statements now. So it's possible.
That's true. But I will say, I was impressed that MJ, so even though MJ, kind of told Niecy to speak up for Trayvon, she didn't step in and meddle like she normally would.
Yes.
She'd be like, this is what you should do this. And she's like, this is what I think you should do. And she left it alone.
She really left it alone. She wasn't hoping that she listened to her. She just let her solve it. Yeah. So I'm proud of MJ growing up.
Exactly.
At 40 years old.
Aw, I mean, there's a time for everyone. It happens slowly.
Yeah.
But this act of kindness where Lee was bonding with Niecy and saying, I didn't even realize it until he said it, that they both do have lots of things in common. The fact that they both have kids, and that when he mentioned that his son had an issue and the way he helped her, I thought that was really sweet.
Yeah.
And it was a nice seeing a guy outside of Niecy's family helping her in a really positive way.
Definitely.
What did you think about just seeing Lee interact with MJ's family? Because have we seen that before?
No, and I feel like he fit right in.
Right, and I was gonna say he wasn't flustered by anything. I mean, there was Niecy was rude immediately. There was all of them at once. I mean, there's the brother, the mom, and he fits perfectly in there, so comfortable.
Even when MJ was leaving to get her press credentials, and he was just, okay, I'll be here with the fam.
I was like, please don't leave me, don't leave me. He was like, cool, bye.
Exactly. I would have been nervous.
Yeah.
We didn't know, you never know what happens when family meets.
Seriously,
right.
That's a huge stress. That's a stressful thing.
Right.
Oh my God, I can't just bring anybody. I have 3 brothers, and my dad, no, that's, God, can you get along with everybody?
Right.
That's a big thing.
Yeah, and it didn't seem like it was forced. He was very natural. And I think the mom, being that she had seen his entire body naked, they already had a bond earlier, so that made it easy for them. So MJ goes to this event, and she's working the room, and she also sees, when she picked up her credentials, some of her old, I guess they were co-workers from another network or colleagues.
They really didn't say.
Colleagues. Because they were all from different shows. They weren't from SNC, I don't think.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, just
the hosting network maybe.
Yeah, her old hosting buddies. So one of which is Vlad, and Vlad tries to block her when she's trying to get her hustle on and speak to Judge McAllister. Now, what I love about this scene is that we get to see MJ in her element. And we see how she uses the things that make her unique to her advantage, like the fact that she, her research skills, and she just didn't let anybody stop her, her confidence.
Right.
What did you guys think about that scene?
I was thinking, I'm taking notes. This is how to work the room.
Right.
Yes.
No, really, she just walks around with such confidence, and she knows her facts. And that's, I think, confidence, knowing your facts. Also, even flirting, using your femininity. Femininity? Is that even a word?
Yes, it is.
Yes,
it is.
using that to her advantage. I thought, let me write this all down.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, and I really think I kind of miss this MJ. I feel like, when she first went to Great Day USA, we missed this confidence that she had when she was in Atlanta, when she was in her element. And I feel like maybe being home, and I don't know, I just feel like this old self kind of came out, and she was owning the room. She owned them when she had that conversation with the judge, and I was like, yes, MJ.
Now, do you think it's because she had a man with her? Even before Lee did his chivalrous act of boxing down the judge, Vlad, meaning AKA he smacked him and he punched him, really.
Yeah.
Before that, just having a guy there with you, do you think that gave her the confidence, even more confidence? Not saying that she needed him for the confidence, but do you think that gave her, she just had the support that she normally doesn't have? She has Kara with her. and maybe a relative, but she doesn't have a man by her side.
And he's so supportive. Like, I definitely think that helped.
I think she was showing off a little bit for him, and he even commented on that, like, wow, I see you in your element, which has to make her feel good.
Of course.
Because it made me even be like, oh, for her. So I'm sure she's like, yeah, I'm going to show him.
Right.
But also, she is back in her element. New York, I mean, that's a beast that she still wants to tackle.
True.
So this is her home.
Home base, that's true. And I feel like sometimes MJ's kind of like, she has a competitive side. I think growing up with brothers, she competes like a guy sometimes. So this was like it was like challenge, Vlad, I'm going to get this interview, which was cool.
She was a little cocky with it too.
I know. I loved seeing that. So, okay, Lee decides he's going to help out his woman and not just be supportive. He's going to be proactive about helping her get this interview. And then steps in and blocks Vlad so MJ can speak to him. I mean, I was like, this is amazing.
Exactly.
Seriously.
What'd you guys think?
I thought he was so smart to think of that, but I was worried for him how he's going to feel after Vlad realizes that he's just been played and they have to stay at the same party together. I thought, well, that's going to be really uncomfortable. But Lee does not matter. Like, he does not care about anybody.
Well, nothing stops Lee, just like nothing stops MJ. So I could see why they work well together.
For sure. Like, he was like a seamless transition with her family and then to be in this work event, which he's out of his element, but he still was able to
handle himself.
Yeah. Like,
and we're impressed.
Lee loving you again. I mean, you know, Paris talked about you all the time negatively before.
I did.
Just saying. I'm just joking. We all did. But
this time,
we're fans. Oh my God.
He won me over.
I know. He really did. Now, Vlad and Lee have this conversation. Vlad overstepped his boundaries by really talking bad about MJ. Did you guys think they had history? That's what I thought they had history.
I thought he was going to say that, like, oh, back when we dated or whatever. But no, instead she turned him down. So I think he's just a little bitter about that.
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, I feel like even Lee thought, was there history there? Something you're not telling me? Because why is he this, like, hot about the situation?
Right.
Yeah.
It was weird. I mean, I just think maybe it's a man who feels like a woman shouldn't be his competitor. I just feel like he's annoyed by having this woman.
Because he did bring up the fact that she had breasts, and that's what she used to her advantage.
And I'm sure, like, since obviously he's successful at what he does, he probably doesn't have many women say no to him. And probably the fact that she was there with a comedian, and he's so used to her, like he said, she's with ballers, shot callers, and women or men that can do things for her. And so he's like, what does this man have? And then he just, like, faked him out too, so I think
his ego was bruised.
Yes.
You know, that's right, because again, this is the first time we're seeing MJ with, like, she dated the football player, she dated the businessman, and then who else? She's always had, like, high profile, successful men. I mean, but Lee, he's successful in his own right, right? Like,
we don't know so much about Lee's career,
still
though. Like, as much as we're loving him, we
Lee,
still don't know so much about Lee.
Yeah, but we know he's a nice guy.
We know he's a nice guy.
So what matters more? Is it the fact, do we want a successful guy that, you know, has the income that is going to make us live a comfortable life? Or do we want the sweet guy that's going to show up and be there for us?
I mean,
Best of both worlds.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
I do feel like, do you feel like Lee was a little insecure? Well, obviously he was insecure because he, like, brought it up to MJ, but like, he doesn't see himself as that successful baller. Like, maybe he's like, oh my God, what if MJ hasn't changed
Am I
and she's gonna leave? Yeah, am I worthy?
Yeah.
I think, you know, sometimes guys, you have to shake them up sometimes. And you have to make them feel like they aren't worthy just so they can appreciate you a little bit more.
I could always leave, you know.
Exactly. You got to have one foot out the door. But this may be why I'm single. So.
Whoa. What did you just say?
I mean, I'm just saying, sometimes you got to keep them on their toes sometimes.
Okay.
Can't have them get too comfortable or they start taking you for granted. I've heard. I have
That
not experienced
happens,
this
that's real.
myself. So we see MJ gets to finally sit down with Judge McAllister. Doesn't really pan. She has a great conversation with him. He's feeling her, but then darn Vlad comes and swoops him away.
Right away.
But she comes up with a plan B, and she goes and talks to the wife, which I found to be very interesting. Now, the wife, she said something about, you know, I'm not, you know, the high-profile person that you know. Tonight, I'm just the wife of Judge McAllister. So we saw later on MJ's mom also talk about having to kind of give up something to play the role of a wife. So what did you think about those two women that had things that they loved in their lives? One woman, like this high-profile job, MJ's mom, her singing career, having to give up things for their relationships. Why do you think that became like an important theme?
I feel like that's a common issue that women have to deal with or talk about, and even with, I know we'll talk about this later, but the mom saying you can't have it all. Like, so many women don't think they can. Like, having a family is such a huge responsibility, and then going for your career. Like, so many women put off having kids until later because they want to be successful. That's a part of your life. Like, you want to enjoy what you do. So, and obviously you love your family and your kids, but it's hard to have both.
Right.
I
thought it was almost like maybe they were foreshadowing. I thought, well, at least with the mom speech, it seemed like a warning almost. Like, I know you're happy with Lee, and I know you're happy with your career. Don't feel like you have to choose. And I felt like it was a warning. And also then, now you're bringing up the conversation with the wife, the Judge McAllister's wife.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, this is a double whammy. This is a double warning. So I'm just worried that, again, I still, as much as I love Lee in this episode, I still have mixed feelings about him. So I feel like it's foreshadowing to the demise of this couple.
Oh no!
I know.
Because
Demise is such a harsh word too.
Perfect, y'all. Like, we haven't heard anything bad about him. Something has to go wrong.
I know. I mean, we still don't. I mean, he's not perfect. We don't know where he lives for real. Like,
Yeah.
I still think he may
And
live
the
in a comedy
kids.
club. Right. The
Where
kids
are the
could be bad. We don't know.
The kid could be bad. The baby mama gets some baby mama
Baby
drama.
mama drama. That has to be it, because that that's a lot.
That's even if it is across the ocean.
True. I chat.
Exactly.
She be calling him all time
They could
tonight.
be having some secret FaceTime sessions.
Right.
Oh, you think they're still together?
No,
Stop it. We're not ready for that yet.
Oh, God.
I thought about a third woman who talked about how her life has changed after having kids, and it was the other reporter. Remember, she said that she no longer works full-time. She works on the
This is
weekends.
free time.
Yes.
See?
Ooh, I didn't
All
know
the
that.
same
Yes.
theme.
See, we're deep
Foreshadow.
here on Black Hollywood Live tonight, okay?
The mom called MJ out. She's like, what did she say? Your eggs are dead or something.
Oh my God.
Mama is
You're
so
pushing 40.
hard.
Your eggs are
the
dead?
eggs are dead, but you can still have a man. What did she say?
Why is
You can
everybody
still
talking
have a
about
man.
MJ being 40? She's 40 and fabulous. 40 is the new 30.
30-ish? Mid-30s?
Maybe. I mean, Janet Jackson just had a baby. She's
Right.
an older woman.
Jennifer Aniston, maybe?
No, she's not having
She always
kids.
saying she's not pregnant.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
not pregnant. And she's upset. People keep saying she's like,
See, there you
not
go.
having
See,
babies.
Paris, you done
You
started
know
the
what? I
news
saw a
again.
tabloid magazine. I knew I shouldn't have believed it. I knew it.
But what I love about this episode is I feel like we are seeing two people fall in love.
It is really sweet.
Not just have sex, not just date. We are seeing two people fall in love. And I think we rarely see that. We see them becoming vulnerable with each other, taking risk, stepping outside of their comfort zones, and even doing things that they wouldn't normally do to express the way they feel. Now, this week, I'm not sure if you guys saw, but there was Hurt Bae. Did you guys see this
Yes.
video? Okay, so
Yes.
here we are all watching Hurt Bae, a young woman whose boyfriend clearly explained to her why he cheated, when he cheated. He couldn't even remember how many times he had
Yes.
cheated on her. But we just see her sobbing, and I could tell she still loved him, but we saw the demise of a relationship.
Right.
But here on this episode, we're seeing this growth of a relationship, which I feel like we don't see often in television.
Yeah.
Very true.
Would you agree?
I loved watching the relationship grow, and especially since I was so negative about it. But the one thing I did not like is that, again, she kind of forced him to say the I love you.
Thank you.
And while it was
Can we
cute,
talk
while it was a cute moment, I was like, don't you want him to say it when he wants to say it?
Yeah.
Like, tell me you love me. I love you. I love you too. And then
Like,
she
no,
tells her
it
mom,
doesn't count.
oh, he said I love you. Because
You
you
did
told
it.
him to.
So it wasn't sincere?
I think it was sincere, but it doesn't count as him
When she
fully
has to-
saying how he
He
feels.
has to say it on his own, especially the first time y'all hooked up
Yeah.
/ met.
I know.
He said it. So it's like,
I thought that part was cute, like they try to bring it back to the first time,
Yeah.
but still, she's
Don't
still
tell him
forcing
to
him
say it.
to
You
say it.
you don't think it took on, but he said, "Tell me what you need." So she just
so
expressed.
she said, tell me
You love me.
I mean, that's what she
It's like being like,
needs.
tell me, oh, we're getting married. Tell me we're having kids. Okay, we're
Tell
having
me you're
kids.
gonna propose to me. That's what I want to hear.
See, y'all making her sound crazy.
You don't.
We
So
can't just
the first
wish
time you
these
want a man to
things.
sincerely say I love you, you want to tell me, because I love you, so I want you to tell me that you love me.
So I don't sound crazy.
She was just very clear with what she wanted. Okay,
mean,
she knew what
that's-
she wanted. That's what it was.
Oh,
But I thought I wasn't sure what that's in that moment, if it was about her demanding it again or it being like
Real.
sincere. I was hoping it was sincere.
I mean, I do think it's sincere, but I agree with Paris. Like, I want the first time you tell me you love me to just be, you want to say it. Like, not because I'm
You're right.
telling
You
to
see,
say
I was
it.
swayed by the Johnny Gill playing because it just
It was a
had me all
very sweet
in my...
moment bringing it back.
was.
In the drive-in. Haven't you all been to a drive-in?
I haven't.
I have not. Do they have it?
The Hollywood Cemetery
Oh,
has
that's
one, and I
true.
really want to go. It is.
Oh.
I didn't know.
Wait, it might be. It's not.
I think you can picnic
You can
You
pick
can pick,
it.
yeah. I was like,
There is a drive-in one though.
here in California.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh man, I saw it on Thrillist. I'm there shouting out all these places now.
Yes, come to LA, guys, and you can do all these things
Yeah.
with us. Now, we see MJ, speaking of the movie theater, we saw her teach Lee, who is also another black person, teach him different cultural things about her culture.
Mm-hmm.
And it made me think about, they're both two black people, but how different their worlds are. Do you think that's going to be an issue later on, or that's something that's going to actually bring them closer together?
I think it could potentially be an issue because she seems to never like everything that he adds at his culture. She's like, well, it's not manly enough. It's not this. It's not that.
It's too different.
Or she's like, oh, now I can see that you're masculine. He had to punch someone to prove that. So I'm like, this is cute now, but in the long run, will she be okay with this different culture?
Right. What do you think, Sarah?
I agree with Paris a little bit, but I do think it's nice to be with someone who can bring a different perspective.
Right.
So you both can learn from each other. Otherwise, it might get kind of boring.
Right.
But speaking of how she reacted to him punching Vlad,
Yeah.
she seemed kind of turned off by
Okay,
it. I feel like everyone else would be like, wait, no,
Yeah.
don't punch somebody. But
She was so calm.
okay.
Right, like
the face, yes.
I agree. I
Yes.
initially
I
thought
was
she was
like-
going to be appalled, but she actually,
Yeah.
like I was like, defending themselves.
She
Right.
didn't even say anything. She just smiled.
She's like, thank you for defending
Because
me.
it's the first time she actually had somebody defend her, that was there for her, that was her man. I thought
Right.
it was really chivalrous.
It
But
was. No,
would
he
you guys have
definitely
been
And we
embarrassed?
all want that moment. Come
Hello,
on. We all want
exactly.
that
Of
moment.
course. I wasn't embarrassed, but I mean, I don't need. I don't know. I guess I don't want
you
you
see-
to punch someone in the
Right.
face.
I think I would
for me,
pretend that I'm like, oh my God, stop. But really be like, oh, he did that for me.
Yeah.
And then Lee has the accent. I mean, you can get away with
Yeah.
anything
You
with
sure
a British
can.
accent.
You sure
So, hey, I'm here for it.
And
Again,
Vlad deserved it. Oh God,
He
was
did.
gonna throw money in her,
Yeah.
licking his lips. Like, get out of here.
So let's talk about the
We
things that
lost.
Vlad brought up. He was calling MJ out and saying
All the
that
way.
she was shady, she only dated ballers, and basically saying that Lee, I don't know what you doing with her. She ain't gonna
It's
keep
not
you
gonna
around.
last. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if they change, it won't be for long. Like,
It was so bitter. That's why I thought maybe they had a relationship together.
Right.
If not, I don't get where this is coming from.
why are you trying to sabotage
Yeah.
my love
Jealousy.
life? Yeah,
Jealousy.
You're just jealous.
But do you think so? MJ said she's making a real effort to change. Do you think she's capable of changing?
I think she has changed a
Yeah.
lot already.
Yeah.
I think she's already on the path, so go MJ.
Like Lee's, he's really helping her. Like he helps bring out the good communication. And
Yes.
he's always wanting to talk about something. And normally in the past, MJ would be like, "Oh, okay, well, I don't like that. I'm done," or walk away.
Yeah.
She's so quick to just be done with things. So
He's keeping her leveled and rational, so.
So, speaking of level-headed, Mom had a sad moment because her friend Red died. Now, at first, I was like, "Ooh, who is this
Yeah.
I thought it
Red?"
was the old flame or something.
Right,
It
that's
still
what I
might be an
thought.
old flame.
True.
They sing
Who knows?
together.
Yeah.
Mhm. So she pulls out her old records and gives one to MJ and tells MJ, "You can have it all. Don't do what I did. I loved your father, but don't give up what you love for your relationship." What did you think about that moment between them? Because we've seen them butt heads a lot, and this was especially Mom be throwing shade, talking about her eggs cracked.
Oh my gosh, yes. I thought it was a really sweet moment. Just a good mother-daughter bonding but I don't know, it was kind of sad. Like why couldn't you keep singing?
I know.
I mean, I know it's obviously different. Like it was that time period. I guess once you get married, you just have kids and
Yeah.
But it's kind of like I feel like a lot of women today even still think like, okay, well, if I want to have a family and settle down, then I have to cut back at work or something. Like, why can't we have it all?
Exactly. I like that moment, the mother-daughter moment, but I also like the message in general because, like Sarah was saying, it's still to this day, women still think, all right, I have to settle down. I have to have a family. I have to be the one who stays home.
Now, as our resident married person, please tell us how you do it all.
I do not feel that way, and luckily my husband knows I don't feel that way. He
Right.
wants me to go for what I want to go for.
Beautiful.
But I hear my friends saying like, "Oh, like I'm worried to go out. I don't want to be in the club if I'm married." Why? Like,
Why
do
not?
what you want to do. It shouldn't change.
Right.
Being married should not change you, your goals, your anything. So, so I really like the message in general.
Definitely. I mean, I've seen tons of married people in the club that shouldn't have been there.
And people with kids, like,
Hello.
there's a way to do it. Like,
Yes.
there's a difference between being irresponsible
Right.
and still being able to enjoy, like, your life. Like, I know a lot of people say, like, once you have kids and it's, like, not about you anymore. Obviously, it's, you know, your kids come first.
Right.
But you still can't lose yourself. Like, otherwise, you'd be miserable.
I think people feel like loving someone means giving up so much of yourself, giving them your everything. When I think that's how I thought when I was younger. I
Yeah.
thought that's what love meant. But now I realize you have to already be a whole person.
Yes.
And then so what you're bringing to the table, you're bringing, you know, you're not looking for someone to kind of
To
complete
complete
you.
you, yeah.
Right.
So I think maybe that's what we saw with Mom. But I mean, I love that old school love that they had.
Yeah,
Like he was,
exactly.
when
They're so cute.
They're so cute together.
They really are.
They're
But I
adorable.
wonder if he's gonna. I thought maybe he's gonna get a little bit jealous when she shouted out "Red," when she sang at the end.
Right.
Because I thought she was gonna say like, "This is for my family who's here," and she's like, "This is for Red," which makes sense.
Yeah.
But I guess I'm a little too jealous. I would be like, "All right, she's still on this
who
Red
is
guy."
Red?
She was sobbing on the phone. I feel like he handled it. I was like, oh, I know he meant a lot to
Yeah,
you.
Right.
he did handle it
So,
very well.
I mean, maybe.
But maybe he's like, you know what, Red gone. I'm here. I already married
Red
you.
is dead.
Right.
Oh damn. Hashtag Red is dead. Poor thing. Poor thing. So we see Lee working. We
do.
haven't seen that in a long time. I was really excited about that. And he prior to this, he revealed like he actually came to town to meet MJ's family. Like not in a crazy way, not like, girl, I didn't believe you if you were in Atlanta. You know, he really wanted to meet her family, which I thought was really sweet.
It's a bold move, though.
Right.
Showing up at the parents' doorstep.
Yes.
And she said she didn't like surprises.
Yeah.
But then she was
I'm
happy.
here. And I'm gonna say. I mean, obviously the parents like said you can stay here.
Yeah.
But it's a bold move.
Would your parents well, you're married now, but would you feel comfortable having the guy you're seeing stay at home with you?
I've had a boyfriend over like for the holidays, and he stayed in the basement.
Okay, good.
So, but yeah,
Respectful
he-
young man. We
Yeah.
appreciate that. Thank you very much. I haven't had that experience. I mean, I brought someone home to meet my grandma with many, many moons ago. But now that I'm a little bit older, I feel like the stakes are so high.
Oh my
because
God, yeah, that was a while ago.
Right? They immediately think, okay, finally somebody's trying to marry her.
Right.
You know, somebody going to put a baby in her, and that may not be the case.
Yeah.
So it's like, I just keep everybody away, basically.
Seriously, and I feel like as an adult, especially if you live in different city than where your parents live,
Right.
like in order to take that trip home,
Yeah.
That's a
to
big step.
introduce, like this better be serious.
Right, there's a
Like,
plane ticket, a train ticket, some kind of
Right.
ticket involved. This is not just a car ride.
Yeah, and the parents will not forget, even like if it doesn't work
Oh,
out.
Right.
and they'll be asking you over and over again.
Exactly.
Oh God,
like,
it
it's
didn't work
over.
out. It
Yeah.
didn't work out.
Right. And then in my
So
case, if
no.
it goes wrong, then my mom's blaming me. So, you know.
What did you do?
Exactly. It usually is my fault. So we see Mama pull out her curly hair in the comedy
She
club
sure did.
Yes.
and sing her song.
Sing her song.
Now I got a little emotional because I haven't seen her sing since Color Purple.
Yes.
Been a
Which
long
we know
time.
Paris just
Now
discovered.
that I'm so glad that I learned that last episode because singing this episode, I'm like,
oh yeah,
look at her coming back to her roots.
Comes full circle,
Yes.
but she is sexy. She had her
Sexy.
off the shoulder top on,
Right,
her
she
little
was
heels.
ready. When we talked about when Lee was like when he introduced her and she was like, what? Oh my God, I'm not ready.
She knew what was
And
going
as soon as
on.
she went up there, the song was picked out.
Yeah.
Who she was dedicating it to, ready in her
Exactly.
element.
She was so ready. I thought she was gonna be upset at first. Like
Yeah.
that was a story between us two. How can you tell everyone? But
Right.
no, she was super ready. She did her hair just for that.
Look,
Yeah.
new look. And what I just thought about it, Lee's a performer, and maybe she identified with that performer aspect of him, and that's why he was able to bring that out in her. You know, sometimes your family can tell you something over and over again, but it takes like an outside person to bring a new perspective.
Yes.
And maybe it was her way of healing.
Could be.
Now, ladies, let's go to some predictions.
Okay,
so that was my predictions.
Oh, yeah.
Predictions. What are your predictions for next episode?
Next episode, I'm telling you something. We have to discover something about Lee that is not good. I feel like we only have like 4 episodes left.
I think
the
so.
kids have to come. Something has to come with his family. I feel like we're gonna get a revelation. And I need. Where's Michael Ealy? Can he come back?
I know.
I mean, I'm not swayed by those light eyes. I've told you before. He's a handsome man, but those light eyes don't get me. Only on Mr. Jesse from Grey's Anatomy. Jesse Williams, yes. But Michael, we appreciate your work.
So
your prediction.
Well, the good and bad about this season is that we are getting a lot into the backstory of many characters, but it's short snippets. So this episode was great. I mean, last episode we got into Niecy. This episode's more into Lee and MJ. But I was really missing, like, I want to know about Rhonda. How are we handling the Rhonda sales? Are we just going to let that go?
It's over.
Okay, that was drama for a second. So I want to know how that office is going. I want to know how Orlando and Kara are doing.
Yeah, because we had a whole episode on that.
So I'm just like, it's hard for them to develop all these stories, but I want them to figure it out.
Right.
So I want more information.
Okay.
That's all.
I feel that.
I want more of this love fest that's going on. I'm here for it. MJ, you deserve it after many years of struggle. You had the married man. You had the man that done had the baby on you. You had the football player that, with the seizures. Lee, he had to grow on me, but he's been consistent, and I appreciate that because it's hard to find it. It's hard out here.
Right. You're right. Even after showing all her crazy, he's still in it.
Look, he liked it. They say men like crazy women, so this might be what. You know what? I may need to pick up that strategy, or have I already? We don't know. So I would love to see more of this love fest. Also, is MJ's mom just mysteriously healed? Like, what happened?
She's not sick anymore.
She is spry and jumping and singing a song. So
her hair has been popped.
How's Patrick doing, by the way? Is he just completely sober now?
I think so.
On the straight and easy.
Can we get back to PJ?
Yes.
PJ, something shady gonna happen, and then Travion and this therapy.
Therapy.
I think
so many side stories.
Now, but why is he upset? Is it because the incident with the
he doesn't have a dad?
He doesn't have a dad, isn't it?
Child.
No, he's not your dad.
Travion is missing us. I don't know why I laughed like that. I apologize, Travion, but yes, he does not have a father.
Because Niecy handled it. No, he's not your dad. You don't have one.
She did not sugarcoat it at all. Poor thing.
You don't have one. We'll just get in the car.
Hilarious. So I just
is biting kids.
I know, poor thing. And that, you know what messed him up is that darn car ride last weekend. She just spun him around too much. But unfortunately, we have come to the end of our show this evening. Thank you so much for staying tuned with us. I'm your girl Tsahai. You can find me on Snapchat, Instagram, and Twitter. And that was Instagram at Say Hi Tsahai. That's SayHiTsahai. And ladies, where can they find you?
Hey guys, you can find me on Instagram and Snapchat at Paris Rose.
And you can find me on Twitter at Sarah Lioness, Lioness with a Y, Sarah with an H, and also on Instagram, Sarah_Lioness.
And don't forget to catch our other Black Hollywood Live shows and the other Being Mary Jane After Show on AfterBuzz TV. Thank you so much, and see you next week. Bye.
From executives Kevin Undergaro, Dario Christie, Tiana Hobson, and the entire BHL staff, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us. info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I am the official voice of Black Hollywood Live, Scipio, Instagram me at KingXOBay. Thanks for tuning in.
Hollywood Redefined.
The views expressed here are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.